What you're seeing is never-before-released security camera video from June 18, 2007. At 12:26 a.m., Adam Pacman Jones arrives at Club Blaze, a strip club in suburban Atlanta. At the time, the Tennessee Titans cornerback was serving a season-long suspension for his role in a fight and shooting at a Las Vegas strip club 4 months earlier. Jones' trip to this strip club, according to new information uncovered by Outside the Lines, would unfold in a strikingly similar way. Death threats, gunshots, and allegations that the man who arranged the shooting was Pacman Jones himself.
Is there any doubt in your mind that Pacman Jones sent the men to shoot you?
No doubt.
This man asked only to be identified as Darian for his own safety. A former police officer, he retired a few weeks before that night at Club Blaze. He's seen here in a number 7 jersey, arriving as a customer just after 1 a.m., roughly a half hour after Jones. Darian says later that night, while standing by the main stage, he spoke to a woman in street clothes who didn't appear to be a dancer.
I asked her, would she dance, would she give me a dance or something to that effect, just to be comical or whatever. And the guy standing next to her turned around and kind of looked at me and kind of said to me, don't say anything to her. And I was like, oh, is she with you? And he went on to say, just don't say anything to her.
That man, Darian says, was Pacman Jones.
At any time, was there any physical confrontation?
Not at all. I never got within 2 feet of Pacman Jones the entire time.
Pacman Jones came up behind us, and I think he had some more words for Darian. I don't like you disrespecting me like that. Don't disrespect me, don't disrespect my girl.
This man, Doug, seen here arriving with his friend Darian at Club Blaze that night, requested that his identity be protected as well.
We thought that was it. And I turned around, after Darian walked off, turned around to Pacman Jones, and he obviously was offended how I turned around. Because I turned around like, who are you talking to? And that's when he put his hand down in his pants and said, I'll kill you and everybody else in this club.
Darian's nephew, who doesn't want his name or his identity revealed, followed Darian into the club that night and says he heard the same threat.
I heard Pacman say, I don't care who y'all is, I kill all y'all.
Darian, the former police officer, says his first instinct was to get out of the club and get to his truck, where he had a registered handgun in his glove compartment.
Initially, I was thinking, okay, we're just leaving, until my nephew said those guys followed us out of the club.
At 2:28 a.m., Darian, his nephew, and Doug left the club, followed by this group of men, who they say were part of Jones's entourage. Darian's group turned right and headed for his truck. He says they waited and watched some of the men who followed them get into a dark-colored Grand Prix, others into this green Dodge Charger, which can be seen leaving the parking lot at 2:37 a.m. A minute later, Pacman Jones left the club. Then, 3 minutes after that, at 2:41 a.m., his Cadillac Escalade can be seen pulling out of the parking lot. A few minutes later, Darian says his group felt safe to leave. Until, that is, they pulled up to this traffic light less than a mile from the strip club.
All of a sudden, I just heard shots start to ring out and debris started to fly, and I ducked down. And I kind of looked over at my friend, and I motioned for him, and I told him to get my gun out of the dashboard. Glasses flying everywhere. So I kind of peek up, and I see where the shots are coming from, and I just start shooting back over where they are.
These are bullet holes left in Darian's truck after the shooting, but no one was hurt.
Did you see anybody who shot you, the cars they were in, anything?
One car was a green Charger, because I noticed that car in the parking lot because it's a loud green Charger. I noticed it because it stands out. The other car was a black Grand Prix, had big shiny rims on it.
Nobody in Darian's truck saw Jones' Cadillac Escalade at the scene of the shooting, but all 3 men say they think Jones was involved.
Are you convinced that Pacman Jones was somehow behind this shooting?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
And why?
Because he's the only one that we had confrontation with that whole night.
If something that minute, that small, will set this guy to the extent that, set him off to the extent that he wants somebody dead, I say, he's really got a problem.
DeKalb County Police questioned Pacman Jones after the incident at Club Blaze, but no one was ever charged, in part because the victims couldn't identify the shooters. The case quickly disappeared from public view. But remember the series of events. Adam Pacman Jones involved in an altercation in a strip club. Witnesses who say he threatened those involved. And then a shooting minutes later. The same sequence of events that played out 4 months earlier in Las Vegas. February 19th, 2007. The Minx Gentlemen's Club in Las Vegas. According to court documents, Jones became enraged during a fight over money with a dancer. When a security guard grabbed Jones, he reportedly said, "I'm gonna kill you. Matter of fact, all yous are gonna get it." 4 former club employees told Outside the Lines they heard Jones make death threats, threats they relayed to the club owner.
At the back of the club, Adam Jones said directly to our security guard, he goes, "I'm going to kill you tonight. You are dead."
Minutes later, witnesses say another man, not Jones, stepped from behind this palm tree and opened fire. 3 people were shot, including a club manager, who remains paralyzed from the waist down. 2 months later, Jones was suspended for the 2007 NFL season. Here's what he told Las Vegas police about what happened that night. According to court documents, Jones said after the fight inside the club, this man, later identified as 28-year-old Arvin Edwards, someone Jones says he didn't even know, approached him in the Minx parking lot and told him he should not worry and that he would take care of it. Jones told police he saw Edwards open fire a few minutes later. Edwards was arrested and jailed last April and is awaiting trial on 3 counts of attempted murder. Jones also told police that about a week after the shooting, 2 men, Arvin Edwards and a 27-year-old Atlanta area man named Edward Morris, extorted him, requesting $15,000 for the hit, the shooting in Las Vegas. In a phone interview with Outside the Lines, Arvin Edwards agreed he didn't know Jones, but denied being the Las Vegas shooter and said the story Jones told police doesn't make sense.
Even if they don't believe my story, you got to say, hey, his story is full of it. Somebody you don't know walked up to you, see you get into an altercation and say, hey, don't worry about it, and shoot 3 innocent people, and then later on say, hey, I need some money for that? Come on. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do that.